Now, and welcome back. Me, who never left this seat. I don't even know how long I'm gonna put in between all the uploads. I'll probably upload everything at once. Then everyone at least can binge whenever they want to. I never really minded people doing that. I'm apparently a very pure boy, but our morale is in the toilets. Let's continue. As soon as we enter the town square, Ulrich motions for all of us to stay close. People run amok, while others try to peddle their wares, waving us over. This almost seems just like Mazeo, but the products must be different.
Good. Tavern is in the same place. It's just over there, so we'll make it on time.
Neat! He crosses his arms and looks around the town square. Then he rubs his arm in a way that almost hides his tattoo. But it's too late. I can already see the townspeople staring. Ulrich is definitely hiding something from all of us. I'd hate to say he's losing our trust, but he's definitely suspicious. Nothing he told me adds up with what the Allarinthians have said. I don't know, man. Why hide the tattoos? You are who you are. If anything, wear this proudly. And it's stronger armor than what you got on your other arm. Yes, I am taking that lesson from Tyrion Lannister. It's a good lesson. Sue me! Almost out of fear, it seems that the townspeople avoid us. Eye contact is as far as we go, leaving us lots of room to maneuver. I guess that helps. It'd suck if they all invaded our personal bubble.
Let's not waste too much time out here, alright? I think we only have a few hours until the ball begins. I'll stay here, but feel free to look around for a bit.
Sure, I'm sure there's a book hidden somewhere. A book that I'll glance quickly through here and save for actual reading session. Probably if we ever get back to the war room. When I'm not recording. Honestly, I expected Allarithia to be different. But it looks like I'm staring at an alternate version of Mezu. The only thing that stands out is the architecture. And the heat. That heat. It didn't change one bit when we got to the city. However, the natives seem used to it, walking around with ease. Most of them aren't fully clothed, wearing a getup much like Ulrich's. I guess it's my fault for expecting something different out of this place. Before we headed to tavern, I decided to look around for a few minutes. Maybe it would give a good idea to talk to Ulrich as well. He's acting strange. There are books. Let's do this. I look through the market stalls. There's a few books on display. There's one about the Sixers, so I figure I should give it a read. That term has been thrown around recently, and I wanted to learn more.
On Sixers. Sixers, the nickname for victims of a vicious form of punishment that has since been forbidden. 6 hours is all a person can last before passing out in the harsh deserts of Allarynthia. Then, 6 days later, without sustenance, they pass away. Back in ancient times, this was used as a way to punish criminals and make them prove their self-worth before returning to society.
Right.
If they could survive for an entire 6 days without food and water, they would be welcomed back into Allarinthia's arms. Of course, the survival rate was low. Many people thought this was a skewed form of punishment, clearly rigged to kill.
Well, yeah.
It was so long ago, but they were likely right. Disposing of criminals before making them serve sentences or deliver a more conventional means of justice was barbaric. At least that's what the activists said. It wasn't very long until their movement gained traction, and this practice was banned. Instead, they gave criminals the chance to fight for their freedom in the Colosseum of Allarynthia. If they won, their sentence would be negated. This was seen as more fair and less rigged against them. This form of resolving conflict and fighting for rights over the ages would soon evolve into something more. Passing laws, deciding leaders, and determining fates of citizens would also go on to be placed in the hands of victors. Now, the nation rests in the hands of the strong.
We're gonna do away with making you walk through the desert for 6 days. Now we're gonna literally make everything trial by combat. Oh yeah, that's not rigged at all. We aren't just gonna get the fucking mountain out here to cleave you in two. But you get a point. I like it. I think we should actually legitimately bring back combat, trial by combat. Ah! On the top of the crates, I literally just found both the books at once. I am impressing myself. And let's see, blah, 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 blah. Definitely paints a grim picture of the nation. Draku must be very strong.
Draku's
At least this
reign.
one's not long.
In Alarinthia, a ruler is lucky if their reign lasts even a year. However, Draku has been in power for several decades. This is definitely unheard of. His power is immense, and any challengers to the throne are quickly defeated in the Colosseum without effort. Every year, Draku hosts a ball in his castle and freely spreads his riches amongst the citizens of Alarinthia. That, coupled with his strength, keeps most of his subjects happy. Many are less inclined to insurrection, and those that attempt to dethrone him are easily defeated. He seems to have a stranglehold on the nation, but it is also one that gives the land a continued sense of peace. However, due to the way that the nation is run, it is only a matter of time until he is dethroned in the Colosseum. He will join the rest of Alarinthia's past rulers, none of which have succumbed to natural causes. Only the strength of others.
Okay. People run around the town square, clearly on a mission. It's more chaotic than Mazeo. It's definitely saying something. Alyssa stands there, watching everybody intently. She seems very interested.
Is this place always so busy?
It's a town square and market.
Yeah, it can even get worse. The busy hours are closer to nighttime. But not tonight, with the ball and all.
Do people live in their market stalls? Like Mazeo?
No, not really. They get enough business to have their own homes. It's actually the opposite here. Running a stall is a sign of wealth.
So the more you work, the more money you make. See, that actually makes sense. Don't you think?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't make up for the other shortcomings. The markets are busy and unsafe. People die all the time. It's a cutthroat culture here, so you're always in danger.
Well, think like a business person. You hire help. You hire guards.
If I could choose a place to open up a shop, I'd choose Mazeo. It might be harder and less profitable, but it'd be safe. You wouldn't get caught up in other people's fights.
That happens here?
All the time. It's almost unavoidable. You can't turn around without bumping into anybody here. It gets worse the deeper you go. But, of course, the flowing of alcohol doesn't make things easier. People are always rowdy, looking for some fun or a fight. You also wouldn't be able to get some peace and quiet.
Right, alright, you win. Why do so many people do it then? I mean, set up shop and put up with that.
Because, I don't know, they're their own boss, they're their own person, they make their own money. And they probably fight every inch, tooth, and nail to keep it.
Probably because they don't know anything else. Getting to the mainland is the last thing on their minds. Wherever you grow up, that's what's normal to you.
Exactly.
I guess that makes sense. Valinor is normal to me, and Mazeo is weird. But I bet it'd be the other way around for Dominic.
Exactly!
Exactly.
Ulrich gets another point! I didn't even think I'd have to keep doing that from the last episode. Oh my god, would I get along good with Ulrich? Let's see, what else? Oh no. It was all the same. 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 I've done the goof. I've done goof. Looks like the only other thing is... Oh, there's something over here. Some of vases and jars full of whatever product people are peddling. 14 inspects them with curiosity that I almost can't describe. However, Ulrich is quick to put that curiosity to an end.
Hey, cut that out. You have no idea what's in there. It could be drugs or illegal weapons.
There are illegal weapons?
No weapon should be illegal, but...
Oh, of course, you have to improvise around here. Your goal is to always be stronger than everyone else. That requires some creativity, especially in weapon design. The Great Sword even originated in Alarinthia. You don't see many people carrying them on the mainland. I was raised with it, though, so I can't use anything else.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. I wonder what I can find then.
I don't know, a slingshot.
And what part of illegal don't you understand? There are laws in place to prevent more inhumane creations. but those laws fail to reach places like the town square markets. You could touch something laced with poison or worse. Just keep your hands off of this stuff and stay close to me. Always assume that everything here is out to get you.
Wow, you make this place sound so luxurious. But alright, I'll do what you say. For now.
Good lad.
Hey,
Hey. Do you think Drakior is leading us into a trap?
I have no idea, but it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure that we can handle whatever they throw at us. But if he truly does work for Vivian, then we have some good luck. We could use some of that, couldn't we? So for now I'm going to believe Drakior, but only for now. If anything seems suspicious at the tavern, I'll tip you off. Although, the prospect of a tavern brawl does sound appealing. You haven't seen true fighting until you've seen it in Alarinthia. Just thinking about it gets my blood boiling.
Please.
It's been too long.
Please, my penis can only get so erect.
Of course, I'll try my best to keep our visit a peaceful one. I don't want to end up fighting for our freedom in the Colosseum. Their methods of punishing prisoners are still pretty harsh.
Ulrich of Legend, huh?
I hate to talk about this, so I'll try making it quick. Vivian obviously isn't the first person to rebel against Alarinthia's laws. The first one, at least in recorded history, was named Ulrich, like me. Many people followed after his ideals, including my parents. So much so that they decided to name me after him. I don't like it. That's all it is, really. My name is a silly little tribute. I guess it doesn't help that I also actually look like him. Or at least all artistic and textual descriptions of him. A pretty cool coincidence, but that's all it is.
Oh, sure, I'm sure.
I knew this stuff would come up as soon as we got here. Just remember, you've known me long before this trip. Don't come to judge me by the things these people say.
So how did you actually get those tattoos?
I'd rather not talk about that right now. But I have a feeling you'll find out soon enough. It's complicated and we're really short on time. Just trust me, alright? It's nothing bad. I earned these, they weren't ripped off. Let's grab a drink in the tavern and chat.
Feel like that's going to be a heart to heart.
That's none of your business, not yet.
Oh, jeez.
Again, just trust me, okay? Please. There's lots going on that you don't know. That's not to say that you'll never know it. Just sit back and wait until the time is right. I promise that everything will make sense soon. Other than the tavern, not really. There's just the market stalls like Museo. However, there's no laws in place for this stuff. You can buy whatever you want in Alarinthia. Pirates make a living bringing illicit goods overseas. So whatever your heart desires, you can probably find. But I don't think you're the type of person to want that stuff. So if it's all the same to you, we should probably get to the tavern. Remember, we're on a bit of a schedule. Our time is valuable.
All right. So we did we did that. We did all the speeches. We did that. We found more books. I think we keep on moseying along. Next up would be the tavern. Making some good time. We enter the tavern and make sure to stick close together. It was packed, noisy, and the patrons seemed pretty rowdy. I make sure to stick by Ulrich in case something breaks out. I am going to actually get a chance to meet this Vivian, and she's probably going to change my whole mind. I'm probably like, you know what? I'm kind of confident. I think she's going to say something that's really going to make me go, yeah, let's start a random insurrection.
It looks just like I remember it. All these years and nothing has changed. I guess there's no use trying to change perfection.
Yes, it looks much like it did in our time as well. If memory serves, Alarinthia is home to a unique wine, Monarch. If you have a drink, we would suggest that.
Okay, they're telling me to get boozed up.
Wow, he actually knows what he's talking about. I'm buying a few bottles to bring back to the mainland. The climate of Alarinthia affects the taste of everything. Some in a good way and some in a bad way. I won't bore you with the details, but the wine is great. Let's find Vivian and get everything started, shall we?
We all nod to one another and venture deeper into the tavern. It's an open place with no doors. I can see right outside to the market. Makes things noisy, almost unbearably so, but I'll have to deal with it. We approach the bar. I assume Ulrich is going to ask after Vivian. Can't even see Drakior. I look around and notice a bunch of eyes on us. Part of me starts to wonder if this was a trap. Something feels odd. A man sneaks up from behind us and stands between me and Ulrich. He has a drink in his hand, and he slams it down on the table. Some of it spills on the bar. This man must be intoxicated.
Hey, would you let me buy you a drink? Something tells me you're not from around here. I know a lot about this place if you need a tour guide.
Thank you for the offer. I think I'm fine. Oh, God. No! I feel so uncomfortable. A large, half-naked dragon man just approached me at a bar and said, "Let me buy you a drink." Ooh. Ooh, I want to go back home. I want to go back to Earth. Before I can answer, Ulrich gently pushes them away.
Look, we don't have time for any antics. But if you know where Vivian is, we could use some help. You're right about us being foreigners. We've come a long way.
Oh, you're looking for Vivian. Why didn't you say so? Follow me.
Was this man literally just hitting on me then? Ulrich and I stare at each other, head on ease.
We'd rather stay here if you don't mind. Following strangers isn't the best idea.
All right. I'll be right back. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I trust you. Have I seen you before?
Me or
familiar?
Me or Ulrich? Ulrich or me? If you saw me, then you guys have the internet, I'm guessing.
No. Now please leave us be. Don't bother us again unless you have Vivian. I'll ask the barkeep in the meantime. Maybe they know.
Oh, the mystery man nods and walks away from us. I doubt he'll be coming back. He's probably a scammer. Is there something about us that marks us as easy targets?
Now I guess I'll start.
Before we can continue, Drakior sneaks up behind us. Everyone's sneaking up behind us!
Your manners could use some work, Ulrich.
I use my manners on worthwhile people.
Ooh, snap.
And Vivian isn't one of them? I saw how you just shoved him away.
Vivian is a dude?!
Wait, what? Vivian is a man?
What?!
And an honorable one at that. He deserves to be treated with respect.
Are you telling me that... You're telling me that the person who's trying to lead a coup just walked up to me out of the blue and just and offered to buy me a drink? I would like... Mr. Clace, I would like to go back home now.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you either.
Most people don't. His parents chose the name. If anything, it keeps the assassins looking for the wrong person. Try and tell me you weren't looking for a female when you entered.
Yeah, I was, and I was actually prepared for the worst deviant art people could throw at me. Ulrich shrugs. Drakior had a point, though.
Let's get this over with, then. We need to talk about securing an alliance. Then we'll do the same with Draku and take the best deal.
Vivian approaches us and stands beside Drakior.
You told them? I was having fun, Drakior. That's in short supply these days. Thanks a lot.
Having fun. Oh, God.
They're on a strict schedule, Vivian. The ball opens up in a matter of hours. Remember, you still have a move to make.
Right. A challenge at the ball. Move aside. I'll explain our plan to Ulrich. If he has any sense, he'll aid our cause.
Drakior nods and steps aside. Our comrades gather around, having realized what's going on.
So Vivian is a guy?
Yeah, it turns out, yeah.
I guess so. but don't say that too loud. Something tells me it's not common knowledge.
Very smart. Helps you stay incognito. We were all looking for a girl, weren't we?
Yeah, something like that. Either way, I'm glad this worked out. We should probably talk terms with him.
You have a nice group of comrades, Ulrich. Start by telling me about him, though.
God, I don't like the weird interest! Vivian stares at me with a reasonable... That was a reasonable request. My position beside Ulrich implied that we were closer than the rest.
This is the Monarch.
No, I'm just
Heir to
Ryan.
the throne of Alestia.
No.
After we take down the Triumvirate, this is his world.
No.
A crazy claim, I know. But we have proof of everything.
Yeah, well, you have proof by a man who's going to tell you he's a walking corpse filled with like 1 million ghosts. Vivian blinks a few times, clearly confused.
Let's continue under the assumption that I understand. At the end of the day, you want my army to aid you, right?
Right.
Well, this is where it gets a bit weird. I want your army just as much as you want mine. Maybe we can come to some sort of conclusion?
Go on.
The conclusion is this is messed up.
I'm going to Draku's ball and challenging him. Tomorrow, I plan to be fighting for the throne. We'll do it right. One last fight in the Colosseum. I had Drakior stay at the docks to watch the new arrivals. If he found a group that looked strong enough, he'd tell me. You fit the bill. Better than anyone else. So he spied on you.
We were the strongest party that landed at the docks. That is so utterly sad. I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
He heard your group talking about a rebellion and a big army. That's when I knew we hit the jackpot. Our new target was clear. But to know you came here just for me? That's pretty flattering.
A big army that consists of a bunch of ragtag rebels, some misfits from Valinor, a random human from another world, and a bunch of pirates. And now I guess if by the end of this act, like a couple of dragon people.
If you help me take down Draku in the Colosseum, I'll help you. I can offer a few hundred men and maybe more from my throne. Who knows how many people I can rally up if I take over this nation.
Man, that doesn't really sound like you're trying to be a liberator if you're just saying that after I take over this nation. That just really doesn't sit well.
But you don't just care about power, right? You plan to change this nation for the better.
Yes. I plan to model ourselves like the mainland. Elections, voters, stuff like that. No more tournaments. We've lost too many amazing people to barbaric, outdated laws.
Vivian, I'll be honest with you here. I want to support you. But the final choice rests with the Monarch. After the ball, we need to talk with Draku first and weigh out our options.
Understandable. But be warned. That's when I'm making my move. If he accepts my challenge, we'll be fighting in the morning. You better hurry. That ball is known for huge lines.
Why do I get the feeling it's gonna be like the ball from Major Minor? Ulrich looks over at Pro, and they nod to each other.
Monarch, I need to tell you something. This is my homeland.
Yeah?
And I've always wanted to change it. I have to fight alongside Vivian, even if you ally with Draku.
Oh, shoot.
And if Draku's terms involve destroying Vivian's insurrection, well, then I think we'll be fighting each other in the Colosseum. Remember that these are fights to the death. I have no other choice.
Oh, shoot. Fighting Ulrich? There's no way I could do that. We're gonna have to kill someone.
I'll choose Ulrich as my champion then.
Oh, boy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dude, are you implying that you're not fighting this battle yourself? What? champion?
Each side gets to choose a champion to fight with them. Aside from that,
Oh, with
they
them.
get to choose 20 to 30 fighters. Everybody that didn't make the cut for champion as an example.
Okay, so just
This
a mob
means
fight.
that myself, Ulrich, and my army would fight in the Colosseum. The battle ends when either the champion or the leader has fallen. Now, I know for a fact that Draku doesn't like to lose his own men.
Oh, that sounds actually very honorable of him. Oh my god, I'm siding more and more with Draku. Jeez!
So, if I challenge him at the ball, after you ask him for his support, I bet he'll make you fight me for it. You know, use your men instead. He's predictable.
Oh, never mind.
Use that to your advantage, Monarch.
I hope it doesn't come down to fighting each other. But for the future of this nation, I will do what I must. Now let's get to that ball and see what Draku wants.
He's probably expecting you. If Drakior scoped you out, I'm betting Westy did too.
Westy.
That's Draku's right hand. Just be careful out there. I'll be making my move right after he addresses his people. Make sure you're there. That happens in the throne room. Just don't make the wrong choice, Monarch. Go with me.
Oh, gosh. He smiles before walking away with Drakior in tow. So he needed us just as much as we needed him. I guess in this case that worked to our favor. Didn't expect Udrich to side with Vivian, though. I thought he'd wait for my choice and fight alongside me. To know we could be enemies in the Colosseum? That's terrifying. But it seems like a real possibility with each passing second. It makes sense for Draku to use expendable foreigners as his supporting fighters. Though if he just decides to fight him by himself, that would also be very badass. At the end of the day, it really only mattered who the leader and the champion were. Vivian and Udrich. Draku and who? I guess we'd find out. We stayed in the tavern for a while before leaving. However, our next destination was clear. The castle. Hopefully the line for the ball wasn't horribly long. Ooh-wee! Let's see what we got. Okay. Some random speech bubbles. Not too many. We'll do that. Okay, here comes the heart-to-heart, the banter, parallel stuff. Alright, let's go. It's odd. No matter where I go, taverns are all the same. There was Perigino, the tavern in Mazeo, and now this. I guess no matter where we are, some things never change. Has this entire game just been one giant bar crawl? The tavern is open and I can see back outside. Being connected to the marketplace is a genius idea. People enter and leave like it's a normal part of their day. Okay, heart-to-heart time. Access Udrich's heart-to-heart 4? Udrich sits at the tavern, taking large swigs of ale. It's hard to accept that if we side with Draku, he'd fight against us. But it's understandable as well. He really wanted to change Alarinthia. I hope that wouldn't affect the rebellion and our unity. We can't have our key members being at arms with each other.
Have a seat, Monarch. These drinks are on me. I don't want you filling up on Draku's handouts.
I nod and take a seat beside him. I'll drink, but I want some answers. His hasty alliance with Vivian, the lies about his markings, and his past. If he wants my trust, then he needs to tell me everything. I feel lost. I voice those concerns to him, and the drink he ordered me arrives. Taking a large swig, I sit back and await his response, whatever it may be.
Trust. This isn't about trust, Monarch. Your trust in me won't affect any of your decisions. In fact, we could win this war without any trust at all.
Damn, that's cold.
All that matters is the desire to fight for a common cause. Did you think that these little chats we've been having were mandatory? Trust me, I could have done just fine without them. In fact, I'd be better off.
Damn! I'm taken aback by his harsh words. but I don't let it provoke me. I simply wait. It's best if I let him get a clear head instead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. This friendship we're forming complicates things. There's a reason I never kept many friends, Monarch. I'm scared that if I tell you everything, you'll just walk away. Spirits know everybody else did. Look at me. Still using superstition. The spirits had no power over us, no divine plan. Then why do I find myself still wanting to believe in them? I guess maybe they gave me a sense of comfort in difficult times. It's different now, having difficult times, and knowing the truth.
Yes, not for nothing. That's why I don't knock people who do the whole religion thing. If that's what comforts you, then go with it, but whatever.
What do I believe in if I want to push myself forward? That's what made me want to side with Vivian, no matter what. The desire to change my nation is what drives me to action now. And when we're done here, it'll be the desire to change our world. That's all I've wanted my entire life. It always seems just out of reach. Whenever I think I have it, the Triumvirate swoops in and takes it away. They tell you they'll give you what you want. They convince you that they'll make your dreams come true. Then, when they're done with you, they throw you away.
Sounds like he's speaking out of, experience. He lets out a loud sigh and slumps down in his chair. I'm not sure why he's telling me all this, but I still listen. Even if it's somewhat unrelated, it's helpful for him to vent.
What I'm about to tell you, I tell you in confidence. I knew Sovi before he became the Grand Inquisitor. That's how I know so much about the Triumvirate.
Oh, yeah. I thought so. Man, that was a long time ago, even thinking shit like that.
I saw them take an impressionable young man and ruin him. Turn him into a tool meant to kill without a second thought. They took my friend. And after that, he was no more. That monster we fight may look like my friend, but that man is long gone. They made sure of that. I promised myself I'd never let them do that again. I failed. They got to Shane, just like they got to Sovi. It's almost impossible to shake off their influence. They just have this way of convincing you.
I continue listening, and we take turns drinking. Soon after, a second drink comes for each of us. I believe every word. I knew there was a connection. I look back to the vision I had in Valinor's destruction. They said some things that revealed a connection between them, but I just assumed it was something rivals developed in wartime. However, to think that Sovi was once good? That's the part I find hard to believe. That's the part I find hard to believe about all of this. Yet, he spared me when he had my life in his hands.
Well, that's one of the things I had to tell you. It was a long time ago, but it still happened. I won't let it get in the way of my performance. A long time ago, I thought maybe I could win him back. You know, maybe he could change and redeem himself. But I haven't thought that in a long time. Now I want to kill him.
Damn.
For everything he's done to me. For everything he's done to us. There's a point where redemption eludes you. And he's past that. I guess this leads into the second thing I wanted to tell you, Monarch. Back in the desert, I told you about how I got these markings. Then Drakior said I ripped them off from the ancient Elorinthians. I wish that was the truth, I really do. But it's not the truth at all. I always tell people that I'm older than they think. But I only say that to hide how old I really am. It's not a lie. It's more like an omission.
Are you about to tell me that you're like 1,000 years old and you are the Uruk of legend? He rests his head in his hands, his second glass now empty.
I'm old enough to have earned these markings the right way. There. I said it. I don't care if you believe me or not. I finally said it. I'm older than any of you could have possibly imagined. Very, very old.
Oh. I'm so confused right now. He's claiming to be thousands of years old? As far as I knew, the laws that led to those markings were banned long ago, especially the shit that I read in that book. Oh my god, it helps to read. You know what? I'm in a tavern full of dragon people. There's a giant black wolf dude walk around that's really a corpse with about 1.5 million ghosts in him. I'm from another planet. I don't know what the deal with the Triumvirate is. So the thought of you being the Ulrich of legend, who's somehow immortal, can't die from age, it would not, I'm going to repeat this, it would not be that far-fetched. But not only that, he'll still work with Sylvie. I'd say he's our mortal enemy.
Go ahead. Tell me you don't believe me. So far, nobody else has. They say it's impossible. And soon after that, they say nothing to me at all.
I mean, yeah, I'll believe you. I do. Literally anything is possible. We had an option to raise an army of zombies. You coming forth and say you're like 6,000 years old, I'm not going to blink an eye. Usually, yeah, you know what? Oh, you're from another dimension? Yeah, okay, cool. Let's roll with it. What should I call you?
Really? You'd be the first. Of course, there was always something different about you. Now that we've been through all of this, we finally know why. Thank you, Monarch. I really mean it. There's more to this story, but that's all we have time for. It's just the basics. Stuff you'll need to know moving forward.
The barkeep comes up to us and asks if we want another drink. Ulrich shakes his head, sending him off on his way, and puts some money down.
My treat, remember? Now let's get going to that ball. Tonight we change history.
Tonight someone's going to die. Beforehand, Ulrich's loyalty scene. Okay, that was his 4th. Alrighty. Yeah, it'll notify me when the loyalty scenes have been unlocked. Okay. When they have been, you can view them by going to the war table. So, we gotta keep going. So, oh shoot. Okay, you know what? Banter time, then I'll cut the episode so we're not sitting here for an hour. Then we'll kick it off with a parallel.
I don't want to watch Ulrich fight in the Colosseum. If the Monarch sides with Draku, then he could die.
But he's prepared to die for his beliefs, Fortame. There isn't a better way to go. A true, noble end.
Honestly, I'd prefer if his life had no end at all. I have a feeling this choice will end up dividing us. I don't want to fight against Ulrich or watch him die.
It's all about respecting his wishes, Fortame. If he puts his life on the line for Alarinthia, we can't deny that. You do the same for Valinor. In fact, you already are.
Really?
We're in a war.
This war is just battle after battle, Fortame. You put your life on the line back at Rebel HQ. That means you are ready to die for your beliefs.
I guess you're right when you put it that way.
So Ulrich isn't just fighting for Alarinthia. Remember that our army gets a boost out of this. At the end of the day, it benefits all of Alestia.
But what if the person we side with loses?
Then we're fucked.
That's what makes things difficult, Fortame. Vivian is the right choice, in my opinion, but not the correct one. The correct choice is Draku.
Oh, shoot.
He's won every battle and has a huge army.
This is pretty complicated. So far, every choice was concrete. There was no room to choose and then lose.
Alarinthia is different than everything we know. I guess it makes sense that things would change once we arrived. The Monarch has a tough choice to make. It's a gamble at best.
It shouldn't have to be that way, though. The future of a nation in our world is a gamble? That's bad news. Vivian has the right idea here for sure.
We also just met Vivian. For all I know, he's pulling all of our legs.
You mean abolishing Colosseum battles?
Yeah. Things should be just like the rest of Alestia. If they were, then we wouldn't even be in this situation.
It's just the wording. I know they mean it in the best way possible. It's just the wording. It's like, hey, like, your country should be like ours. What?
But we shouldn't change something just because we don't like it. That's what the Triumvirate did to this world.
Yeah, Dominic gets a point. We're bringing it back.
Alarinthia has been fine since the dawn of time. it can continue to be fine. Besides, Valinor is the exact same way. Independent, with its own hierarchy and leadership.
Well, Valessa plans to keep it that way, yeah. But honestly, I want unity with the other nations. I think the same would be best for Alarinthia.
There can be unity, but just apart. We don't have to be under the same banner.
The Triumvirate changed this world to suit them, right? That's not what we're doing. We're liberating it, making it better. Our end goal is different, so I don't think we can be compared to them.
Oh god, I think I have to side with Draku now. This really is starting to sound like, hey, the end justifies the means.
You have a point, actually. Maybe I've got the wrong idea. A flip coin does the same thing until it lands, after all. The truth is only shown after everything is said and done.
Exactly.
In that case, maybe I do side with Vivian. With Ulrich's strength, he may stand a chance. I hope the Monarch is on the same page as us.
Oh no, so many of us are gonna die.
I guess we'll find out once we get to the ball. But I wonder if Draku will request our aid. And for that matter, who will its champion be?
If I side with them, watch him name me. Oh no.
Gosh, I hope things don't get even more complicated. Not sure I could handle a web more tangled than this.
Oh, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh.